Here's the hot take of the day. Well, it's not really a hot take, but Joe Burrow is not an insane playoff quarterback. Or rather, Joe Burrow has yet to prove that he can have an above-average quarterback performance in the NFL postseason. Let's start with a little overview. So far, Joe Burrow has played in 5 NFL playoff games, and through those games, he has 6 touchdowns and 2 interceptions and 1 300-yard passing game. Now, I'm not saying this is bad. It's good, but it's definitely not something amazing or special. And this brings up the question, is Joe Burrow going to consistently not only bring his team to the playoffs, which he's shown he can do 2 years in a row, but win in the playoffs against good teams? I would argue, and I feel like a lot of people would agree, unless I'm just delusional, that the Bengals and Joe Burrow got a little lucky last year, especially winning over the Chiefs. Just a comparison from Joe Burrow to Patrick Mahomes. Now, I know Patrick Mahomes is a demigod and out of this world, but just a comparison, Mahomes has played in 11 games in the playoffs and has thrown 28 touchdowns to Joe Burrow's 5 games and only 6. Now, it's still early in Joe Burrow's career. It's only his second postseason, but so far he has yet to prove if he can be some crazy postseason quarterback. And it'd be really sad if Joe Burrow never made the Super Bowl again, especially because he sold against the Rams. It doesn't help Burrow's case that his last 4 chances to extend the lead in the Super Bowl all ended in punts, the first 2 being 3 and out. And it also doesn't help that last week for the NFL wildcard round, Joe Burrow and the Bengals barely beat the Baltimore Ravens at home, and the Baltimore Ravens didn't even have Lamar. And the only reason the Bengals even won this game was because of a fluke goal line fumble by the Ravens that was returned for a touchdown, and that was the end of the scoring of the game. If the Baltimore Ravens score a touchdown here, which they should have, does Joe Burrow not score again? Well, he didn't last weekend, so I'd assume, yeah. Joe Burrow had 3 drives to end this game. One when it was tied in the third quarter, he had a chance to take the lead. They punted. One in the fourth quarter, when the lead was handed to him, the chance to extend the lead, he punted. Another chance to extend the lead, he punted. And then lucky for him, the Ravens dropped the game-tying touchdown as time expires. I mean, if he didn't extend the lead, that would have tied the game right up and sent it into overtime, or they go for 2 and potentially win. Joe Burrow has also been a sack magnet in the playoffs. He was sacked 23 times through his 5 playoff games, 7 times in the Super Bowl alone. Now, this is Joe Burrow's excuse for why he's always getting sacked.
You were sacked, what, 7 times in the Super Bowl?
Something like that. Well, here's the thing about sacks. So there's good sacks and bad sacks, right?
Sure.
You know, you look at the stats. Yeah, I got sacked a lot, but you look at when they happened. Third down sacks, who cares about third down sacks? I'm going to try to extend the play as long as I can on third down to get the first down. Unless I'm in field goal range and it's going to back me up, then I'll throw the ball away and get some points. But I think sacks are an overblown stat.
Yeah.
Now, me always keeping a super high level of no bias on my channel and my videos, I'm not gonna say what I think about Joe Burrow. I disagree with Joe a little bit. Now, he is an NFL quarterback, and he probably knows a lot more than me. I've never played quarterback in the NFL, so I definitely could be wrong. But here's what I think. I think sacks also play a part in the field position. I mean, I know like 2 or 3 yard sacks not going to be big if you're punting on the next down, but a 10-yard sack, 15-yard sack, that can be huge. Also, taking more sacks, your risk of injury goes up. I mean, the more sacks Joe Burrow takes, the more chances there are that he's going to get hurt. There could also be other reasons why you're taking sacks. Are you taking sacks because you're not finding your open wide receivers? Are you waiting too long in the pocket and then you have to extend a play that shouldn't have to be extended when you should have thrown the ball earlier? I mean, we don't know. I guess we have to look at the film. But I do agree with him on the idea that if it's third down and you're nowhere near midfield and you cannot find a guy open, they're all covered, and you're just trying to extend the play and you take a few yards sack, I agree that shouldn't count. Let's look at the first of 7 sacks Joe Burrow took in the Super Bowl. The first one is third down. He's not near field goal range, so it's an okay time to take a sack. Now, he does have a player open over the middle of the field, but then he goes down. Now, the defense did get to him fast, but he does go down and he's not able to make the throw to his open player. Also, I believe the Rams were getting to him fast all game, so I feel like he kind of needs to know that he needs to get that ball out quick. But I do understand that 2.5 seconds isn't a lot, but it's not like it's just 1 second. I mean, a good amount, a lot of time for a quarterback to get a pass off is about 2.5 to 3.5 seconds. Now, Joe Burrow's second sack of 7 of the Super Bowl comes on 2nd and 10 and in field goal range, so this doesn't go with his standards. Now, he does get pressured extremely fast by the Rams, but he's able to escape the pocket, but then is unable to find a man open on the run and is pushed out of bounds, which counts as a sack. On Joe Burrow's third sack of the game, it does come on third down, but it's in the red zone. Now, he has just over 2 seconds to throw this ball, and the reason he gets sacked is because he pump fakes and then decides he doesn't like what he sees at the last second and then takes a sack. Now, this one's a hard one. He barely has any time to make this throw, and everyone seems like they're well covered. Now, it kind of seems like he has to make that split section throw it away, but that's a hard thing to do with 1.8 seconds. On Joe Burrow's fourth sack of the day, it comes on second down, but he's nowhere near field goal range, so a 50-50 by his rules. Now, he does have a lot of time on this one in the pocket, and then decides to escape the pocket at the last second, but that's not the right choice here. He just needs to pass it off, dump it off, do something with it, and he goes down. On Joe Burrow's fifth sack, he has a decent amount of time, but again, pump fakes, second guessing himself at the last second. Maybe he's thinking he'll get picked off over the middle of the field, but I feel like he just needs to chuck that ball as hard as he can, at least give his wide receiver a chance. Put it where only his wide receiver can get it, where the Rams defense can't, but then he goes down for the fifth time. And it's easier said than done to nail your wide receiver where the defender can't get it, but it's something these NFL pros have to do. Joe Burrow's second to last sack comes on 2nd and 12, deep in his own territory. He's looking, he has a man over the middle of the field, but then he has to run and try to escape the pocket, and he gets chased down extremely fast. Now again, he has time in the pocket here. He has enough time to make this throw over the middle of the field, and he doesn't. He looks at the man, he thinks he can escape him, and he can't. And the last one, I would definitely say this one is probably not his fault. I mean, look how much time he has to throw this ball. Not very much whatsoever. In the end, you can form your own opinion on how you think Joe Burrow performs in the postseason. I think that he has yet to prove himself as an unreal or great playoff quarterback, and next week against the Bills will be a huge factor for him. And he's also young in his career and has a lot of time ahead of him. And also another note, now this does hurt my case, but I feel like a lot of people wouldn't think about it. If you watch it back, it is a lot easier to criticize someone taking a sack in slow motion. Things happen extremely fast. Obviously, football isn't in slow motion, so people have to make split-second decisions. You can easily say, he's open, when in reality, the quarterback has 3 guys running at him wanting to end his life. But my opinion is, which I don't give out on this channel, I keep a level of zero bias and I don't take sides, is that I feel like Joe Burrow has times when he takes sacks where there's plays to be made that don't end with him taking a sack, and I feel like he has yet to prove himself again in the playoffs as a great quarterback and great postseason performer, as they barely lost to the Baltimore Ravens at home. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below, and that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoy my content, I'd really appreciate if you could like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot, and once again, thanks for watching.